miss than hit.
Alright, there's one. You protect yourself from the carry, the Edith, and the Zask.
What about Lolita?
And then you bonk the Ling out of the sky!
Alright. So, I guess both sides have answered, I would say, pretty appropriately. But it's soft.
It's soft, yes.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's like full on, like you're countered. It's more soft answers to keep him under control. No jumpy.
No
bonk.
jumpies. And I've seen Lolitas fly all the way across half the map, chasing someone
Really?
to bonk. I've seen it happen half. It's going to be so much fun.
All right.
Either way, assassin versus assassin, answer for answer. It'll be a fun time here for this one. What do you think? No one's on top here.
Neither, no. But I'd like to think maybe TLPH are playing with momentum.
Let's wait and see. Throw it over to our casters to take us to the game.
Woo!
Thank you so much, panel, for breaking down the draft here for game number 2. Once again, I'm Naisu, joined here on the desk with Ingon after an amazing game number 1. And I gotta say, man, I wasn't expecting it to be...
To the land of Dawn for game number 2. Okay, so Shaknu this time opting for the Lolita. I think it's for really Benecutie and again the Primal Wrath, because a while ago, Ryota used Edith. He was able to dish out the damage, and Omega knows this. That's why Lolita is a good pick up against a late game hero like Kari as well.
Yeah, it's good coverage. And taking a look at the emblems as well real quick. Of course, you're still going to have Lethal Ignition here for Fanny. You get the Warcry there on the other side. The Link, early defensive flicker too. Jome feeling the pressure with JP kind of just staring him down. Chaknu has to join the fight, so he's going to be there to kind of protect Jome. And I think that's the thing. Every single... I don't know, actually, I'm not sure if it's every single series, but the Mozgov's still popping up a lot, right? Almost in, at least for every series. You see it at least once, I would say. And for the most part, that's the thing. Both these lineups, just like we saw in Game 1, you still have side lane pressure. Whether that's the Ling here for TLPH, whether that's Jome on the Mozgov. And, you know, that's part of it, too, is throwing in those Spirit Destructions, finding the right positioning that you can do. Now, one of the big parts also is this Barrett's pick. Again, another pick that we don't see often. We even talked about it, that it doesn't pop up at all in the jungle now. So Ryota, oh, hold on, there's a lot of focus up here.
Okay, it's just Jome left.
It's Jome again.
But okay, JP goes right in. Is he going to be able to cast the ejector? He does, and I think it's going to be a first blood kill onto TLPH. Luckily, Benecutie was the one who got that kill.
That's tough for Jome, because they knew his flicker was down. They just tried to do the thing, you know, just a minute and a half ago.
Yeah.
So the call was there, and Jome was very far into the lane. Gets tossed up. He knows he's playing against a Jawhead, and, you know, it finds that range to get the ejector off. So that's a tough start in the gold lane. And with that, this turtle's up here, and TLPH is just going to go ahead and take it.
Okay, a strong start for TLPH. Gets a kill onto the gold laner of Omega plus the turtle. So, contrast to what happened during game number 1, it's actually TLPH on the driver's seat right now. Again, Andoryu had the 3-0 KD, 3-0-1 KDA first 5 minutes of the game, plus the turtles. So, Omega really needs to step up, because if we reach the late game, okay, they have the Moskov. But again, if Zyda snowballs and Benecutie is activated right away, they could end this in 12 minutes, in 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. In the hands of Benecutie with the carry here, early kills already going to give him the advantage that, you know, Benecutie's going to play around with. That's why still you see so much focus here in the gold lane. They'll go ahead and just try to do the same thing, and everybody knows that play, right? TLPH is also going to stay up there because there's not really anything else you can find. Like, if you think about it...
Okay, they want to go for the stun. Look at the cables coming in.
Stun?
Plus the Numinum Blast, but Benecutie manages to stay alive. Now the counterattack for TLPH. Zyda will finish the job as brings down Chaknu. Now Omega still. No trade for Omega, despite them starting that rotation up top.
Great defensive just positioning for Benecutie. I'm surprised he was able to stay alive. Yeah, he did have to pop Purify, but still enough to kind of keep him in that and not go down and lose that lead that he had. So everything being thrown at him. Once again, JP still kind of being a menace here on this Jawhead pick. Berserker's Fury now being picked up for Zyda as well. And this is what we were talking about, the snowball potential for both junglers. But right now, it's everything that TLPH is just doing by the book, building up that lead they have here. And so I think this is going to get tougher here, Ingan, especially the fact that, like I was saying, one of the weak points of the Fanny is if you get behind, it's tough to come back from that.
Yeah, especially up against the Jawhead. That's right now 0-0-2. So Leo's been saying this a lot, that to fight off the Jawhead, but wait a minute. Ryota, Daytona's welcome onto JP. Are they going to be able to finish him off? Spear of Destruction will connect. Jome is in the picture right now, but the first man down is okay. Andoryu manages to stay alive. Look at Sanford with the Primal Wrath as Zyda brings down Chaknu. Again, still no trade for Omega. Zyda wants to go right after Jome here. And that's a 4-0 kill scoreboard plus 2 turtles for the Cavaliers.
TLPH taking everything here in that early game, not giving any room to work for Omega. And it all started again with that first blood pickoff on Jome earlier on. So now you're back further going against the wall. They're going to have to find some type of play here.
Whoa, look at the cables from Andoryu, but again, almost is never enough. That's the second time that they almost got a hold of Benny Cutie.
Oh, hold on. They might go for their own counterplay here. Ryota, quite tanky on the Barretts, but waiting on the rest of the team, going to be able to spot them out.
Okay, Daytona's welcome once again, plus the flicker combination, but it isn't going to be enough to bring down JP, because so far he's still here. He has to use the flicker to walk away, but look at the Numenum Blast coming in. But the first man down still is JP. Ryota still alive, but Sanford says no. 1-for-1 trade. Ryota and JP will fall down. They're not yet done, because Zyda now has the Finch boys. Can actually go down right after Chaknu. Tempest of Blade manages to escape the Spear of Misery as they try to bring down Chaknu here. A killing spree coming in from Zyda. Sanford not yet done. Earth Shatter combination, but Joe manages to walk away safe. One member down for Omega, one member down for TLPH.
Oh man, again, even with utilizing the Jawhead here for JP, or whether it's Sanford on the Edith, the timing and the overlapping of things from TLPH, just from battle spells to ultimates to positioning, are tough to play against. Even when you're under your own turret, what do you do?
Yeah.
If you're Smart Omega and you're down now nearly 5,000 gold, you got to look at how the items fall into place too. They're falling behind. JP again.
Oh, another ejector play. Joe manages to escape, but Zyda with the Tempest of Blades to bring him down. 0-2-2 for Big J. Not a good start for Omega, and I do agree. Look at the lineup of TLPH. 4 out of the 5 heroes, technically, they dive. If you count how Benny Cutie plays, he honestly dashes forward, so he's also a diver for TLPH. I actually like your point, Naisu, wherein you said that what Fanny can do. So far, Zyda has been, so far Andoryu has been split pushing. But again, if you're this behind, eventually TLPH is gonna go right after your purple buff, and Omega will have to, you know, protect that purple buff. So they have one more in their plate to deal.
Yeah. And as soon as this tier 1 goes down, which is right now, then the focus is protect the purple buff even more.
This is the goal of Omega and the goal of TLPH. Zyda surveying the scene here. I think they have to give it, because 5 members of TLPH is here. Andoryu goes in, but
goodbye.
JP! Look at the catch! That was a flying Andoryu!
It's... I don't know, man. With a Jawhead there, I would not want to be playing a Fanny. You come swinging in, and JP's like, come to my arms, I'll throw you in the air. Here we go. Jumping in the game, back to it. Nearly the 8-minute mark. Lord still a minute away.
Oh!
TLPH is like, yeah, we're feeling antsy here. We're going to go ahead and spam the recalls.
We're fine. We're unbothered. It's 8 minutes in. You have a Fanny. We know how to counter out the Fanny, especially in the early game. And so far, TLPH, the Cavalry, has done a wonderful job. And JP with the throw onto Ryota. Is he going to be able to sustain it? Manages to catch someone, but Zyda finishes him off as they work on the middle lane turret. And Sanford with another setup here. Chaknu has to use the Numenum Blast just to delay, but Andoryu manages to catch Zyda. That's a 1-for-1 trade. But the problem is the Holy Shield in the middle lane has been popped up. Andoryu wants to run after JP. But JP manages to escape.
He's on out of there. That was great synergy coming out from TLPH, of course. Great to see. And even for Sanford to jump in with a flicker, gets the knockups there with the Earth Shatter, multiple members, but still, they do go in a little bit too far. They get punished a little bit, slightly. Smart Omega still has a lot of ground to cover, though. Knowing that Zyda is now back up full force, it looks like Smart Omega, despite being down 6,000 gold, they're confident enough to sit up here in the front and face off against TLPH. The problem is JP, just with a little, showing, he's going to zone them out.
It's a good
they just want to find it out.
It's a good conceal play from JP. But the missile experts are here. Unstoppable force as Zyda gets the Lord. JP is going to fall down, but here comes Sanford with a Primal Wrath. Chakno is the next man down. Wants to go right after Ryota. He has to flicker away. 3 members are left, and Sanji finishes off Ryota.
And Doru.
Oh, look at this. Andoryu still not done, but Sanford with the onward combination. Almost. But TLPH, Zyda secures the Lord.
Almost. And it makes me just wonder, what if the beginning of the game was different here for Smart Omega? What if Andoru wasn't this far behind in terms of even itemization on a Fanny pick like this? He's been trying to find what he can. Here it is.
Going right after Sanji. Wants to force out the Dominator's descent.
Hold it, he gets a flicker out at least.
Okay.
But now they're going to have to defend against this push from the Lord.
Okay, Chaknu charging up the Numinum Blast. They want to work on this Lord. But look at JP with the flicker and it's not going to connect to anyone. Chaknu used the Guardian's Barrier.
Chaknu!
Chaknu got erased in the map! And now the base of Omega is exposed.
Yeah, it looked like that was already a successful defense. Chaknu was playing pretty up front. He didn't have the Numinum Blast anymore, so I almost think that maybe he didn't have to go down, but ultimately it's the same thing. That mid turret in Smart Omega's base is going to go down. The shield is going to pop here on the bottom side. And they're still 10,000 gold behind. It's a massive deficit they have to work for. And Andoru, at this point, there's not really anyone that he can just assassinate. That's the thing. That's the difficult part here. Looking at the damage profile, the damage dealt as well, this is tough. Jome, not felt like at all on the Moskov this time around. Very small damage done, and that's the thing. Look at his items. He's got a Corrosive Golden Staff, doesn't have DHS yet, had to get some defensive as well because of the pressure that they're feeling. So that's what I'm saying. I think they still need to buy at least a few minutes here.
And it's all JP's fault.
That's right.
Because the first 2 deaths of Jome was a rotation from TLPH, specifically from JP, targeting Jome, giving BennyQt the space he needs to farm up and dominate the gold lane. And look at TLPH, 10.7k gold lead, just TPing in the middle lane.
Yeah, Sanford's feeling pretty good. It's him and JP. They're just finding the marks when they need to. Whether that's again, either if both of them use a flicker or not, they're always a threat. And that's what they play around with. Meanwhile, BennyQt's had the time of his life on this carry in this game too, where he's really just been taking the town, farming up, doing his thing. And at this point, Smart Omega is still trying to just scrape up what they can in the base. There's not much else they can do. And part of this as well is, Ukir picking up this Jushin pick. They have 2 Radiant Armors for TLPH, and that's why you don't really see too much. Like, you want to be able to utilize the utility of the Beacon, the Flare, bringing them back and everything else. But, they're just so tanky, and they're so far ahead that you don't really feel that damage from a utility mage.
Yeah, and even JP and Sanford, they're not necessarily, manning the front line. It's always a quick conceal or a quick flicker in play. So there's not enough time for them to actually, for Ukir to actually have the stacks to use the Lantern Flare.
Here's the split push you were talking about. Something that Andoru can continue to do, but at what cost, at what point? And even at this point, he's probably, unless he goes and grabs his purple buff now, he's going to continue to feel it just stolen from him. For TLPH, massive lead.
Okay. Earth Shatter Flicker combination. Chase onto Andoru, but manages to escape. That was another close one for Omega.
Remember when I asked, when we went into this game, about the Fanny, if you don't get that momentum you're looking for, what can you do? JP Again, Conceal Play is going to be here. They're going to push it in.
Okay, they have to deal with the Lord plus the 5 members of TLPH. Earth Shatter combination from Sanford is here. Ryota manages to catch Daytona as welcome. But look at that, Dominator's Descent will be casted as well as the Primal Wrath. Chaknu dishing out the Guardian's Barrier. Oh no! Chaknu's the first man down as well as Endoryu. Jom has to walk away as TLPH works on the Crystal. A triple for Zaida and a sweep for Team.
But as a honorary member of the barangay, I think them closing off the first half at the hands of Sanford, JP, and Zaida with a sweeping loss, you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. You know why? It's because Liquid played out of their minds. Look at that. I think if there's anything that our casters weren't able to say about this whole match, is a sentence that Ingan could not finish.
What?
He was saying, oh, Leo always says this about the Jawhead. It's because when you play as the Jawhead,
there it is.
You always have to be on the offensive. You always have to find ways to make your opponents think that they're not safe. And that's exactly what JP did alongside the game MVP, Sanford. Off the back of the Edith and the Jawhead, you were never safe. Not a single bush, not at any range. It's because both of them were playing flickers.
Essentially very difficult to counter-engage as a Jawhead. You always have to be proactive, and you always have to be on target, which I think they were. Despite Endoryu playing out of his mind on this Fanny today, he was getting hunted down as well by the onwards of this Edith, and it's surprisingly really good.
Yeah, it's counterproductive to say, oh, so I have to make sure I have initiative over the Jawhead, so I'm going to be aggressive with it. But sometimes, that's exactly what a team like Team Liquid PH wants you to think. And looking at the final stats of Sanji and Benny, deathless, Rockheart, deathless.
Yeah, as flawless as you can get.
They were setting it up. They were saying, all right, so eat me up, Ryota. Go ahead, Chaknu. Get in range. All right, pow, we're going to punish. And that's all sorts of damage you can imagine. Magic, physical, true, then Zaida just comes in, clean up house.
Yeah, the punish is real in a lot of these fights. Despite how, you know what, sometimes you would find maybe a bit of